Now for updates on sports stories from across the globe, Ebi Iyomon joins us this morning. Good morning, Ebi. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much. Good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Fai, and good morning, Dr. Abati. Quickly, we'll begin with the stories we have now. The Super Falcons played against Cameroon yesterday in Ogun State, and they recorded a victory against Cameroon. This is the 15th time in 21 meetings that the Super Falcons have triumphed against Cameroon. The goals came from Ajibade, who scored a penalty in 28 minutes and scored the second goal. Cameroon tried their best to equalize, but to no avail. And obviously, the goalkeeper, who is the best in Africa, stepped up in that match and was able to make a save in the dying minute to ensure that it remained 2 goals without any goal being conceded. This is a preparation for the Women's AFCON, which kicks off next month, that's in July. And it was a big one for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And still on football here, we had the Super Eagles, who are in Russia. All players, that's 20 players invited for the particular game against Russia on Friday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, are available in training, and they had their first training yesterday. The last player to arrive camp was Bruno Yemechi, whose arrival was delayed as a result of delayed visa. But he's arrived at the camp now, and everyone, the 20 players, are complete. And we'll be waiting to see the result of this game that Russia is probably using to get back into international football because of their ban. Away from football, we go to the NSC's chairman's visit to the Kano athletes. The NSC chairman, that is Shehu Diko, paid a visit to Kano, met with the governor, and was able to meet the family members of the athletes who died over the course of the weekend. Now they have promised to have rehabilitation, full rehabilitation for the survivors, and also ensure that they make plan with the government of Kano State to ensure that the people who died that the families will be compensated and all of that. And there are 4 key points from this visit. The Kano state governor, as well as the NSC, say that there will be mandatory vehicles inspection and certification before national events, and comprehensive insurance coverage for athletes, officials, and support staff. And they also say that there will be better accommodation and logistics planning. And the final one will be post-event safety audits to hold for state and organizers accountable. All these 4 protocols will ensure that, well, these kind of incidents avoidable incidents should be prevented, like we saw over the course of the weekend. For instance, we do not know the full cause of this particular accident, but from the video clip we saw, that bus was really old, and it's a sad one that it was even used in the first place. And we move away from that and come back still in Nigeria. Now, the case of the late boxer who died in Ghana, that's Olarewaju, is still on, and his wife is appealing to Nigerians and the government that the body be brought back to Nigeria from Ghana. And she says that she has tried to make calls, but to no avail, that a lot of postponements have been made, and she just wants the body of her husband to be returned to ensure that she has closure from this particular death. Let's take a listen to Adebusola Olarewaju, the wife of the late boxer.
It's been 2 months now he died, and they've not returned his body home. They said they want to do an autopsy for him, which the result has come out. And they still delayed his body there. Please, I'm calling out to the Nigerians that can help me. It's beyond me. I cannot do anything about it again. They should please help me. People that can help me, I'm calling out now, please. Help me. I want them to return his body. It's taking a lot of time. My children are still young. I'm unable to go out to do anything. So I can go out and work for these children because they are lacking in a lot of ways. It's consuming a lot of time. I kept on calling them. They only reply me when they feel like replying me. And they are not giving me concrete answer. They are just telling me very soon, very soon. For how long very soon? They should please help me so that at least my mind should be at rest and be able to help and be strong to provide for my children's needs. John told it your long.
Well, that's the wife of the late boxer. They are appealing to Nigerians and the government to ensure that the body be brought back quickly. And finally, for me, we have the French Open still on, and the matches played yesterday confirmed the spots for the semi-finals. And the first women's semi-finalists have been confirmed and also with the men. For the women, this is a match that so many want to watch because it's a match between the current world number 1 and the world number 5. That is Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek. Sabalenka got a straight set victory against Qin Zheng, and Swiatek also got straight sets victory against Svitolina in her own match. Swiatek has played 26 straight games with victories, and she's the reigning French Open champion. She's won it back to back to back, and she'll be looking to see if she can get a victory against Sabalenka, who is also having a good run at the French Open. This is a match it's going to be a blockbuster game between both players. They are very good, and we'll see how that pans out. And for Alcaraz, who'll be facing off against Musetti, both players had a good game. We had Musetti play against Taifo and get a victory against him. And Alcaraz defeated Tommy Paul in straight sets. And later today, we'll have matches being played in the French Open that will see Yannick Sinner face off against Alexander Bublik, and there's Zverev taking on Djokovic. That's also a big match to watch out for. And women will be Madison Keys against Coco Gauff, 2 Americans facing off, and Mira Andreeva taking on Lois Bossin in the French Open later today. Well, that's all for me on the world of sports today.
Goodness me, on the French Open, a lot has been happening. Yesterday we saw the game. I thought Tiafoe was going to do a whole lot better, but after the first set, I knew he was up for the downfall, and Musetti brought out a good game. Played him at his game, and he did beat Tiafoe. I thought for the first time Tiafoe was going to break the jinx of always being in the quarterfinals. Iga Swiatek, yes, the normal regulars. Sabalenka in the semi-finals. Let's see how that pans out. That's going to be a tough one to be able to watch, and let's see how the trajectory will be. Iga Swiatek had a good shift against Svitolina yesterday, which is Guy Monfils' wife. And she fought very hard, but the power of Swiatek was there, especially on the clay court. And goodness me, you can't just stop that. Also, a lot of the doubles tournaments too are also going on big time. You know, the doubles tournament, the mixed doubles have started also at Roland Garros. But there's a big problem in Roland Garros as regards crowd. You don't have a lot of crowd. Most of the time they play the game, especially the afternoon games, you don't have crowd because of the French culture of going out to lunch. And for the boxer's wife, justice must be done, please. The pain is too much. And if we can find a way to donate to the future of those, to help those kids out, I think it's something we should all take on there, please.
I absolutely agree with you. I was just reading up because the last time we'd spoken on this issue, which was maybe 2 weeks ago, the Ghanaian Ministry of Sports had said that they're on it. I just saw a statement from them just a week ago as well. And the statement still reiterates that they're on it. But so, you know, there's a lot of confusion around that. So in their statement, the updated statement 6 days ago, the Minister of Sports for Ghana, Kofi Adams, is saying that they had to invoke the Coroner Act. And that Coroner Act in Ghana states that the remains of a person cannot be released without certain documentation and so forth. So I think there's a lot to do with how difficult it is to repatriate somebody's remains from Ghana to another country. However, what's disappointing is that they're not communicating with this lady. They're not keeping her posted. Yes, fine, there might be bureaucracy, but at least keep her informed so she doesn't live in this state of, you know, she's already in grief. She's already just heartbroken. You can see that there's a lot going on with her. So I really do hope that, you know, bringing more attention to this issue means that it can be resolved speedily. And if the Nigerian Minister of Sports can also, well, we don't have a Minister of Sports, but Sports Commission can also get involved, that'll be a win.
Well, yesterday was World Bicycle Day, and it's instructive that that was celebrated here in Nigeria by the Cycling Federation of Nigeria in association with the FRSC, you know, some other NGOs. And the theme was cycling for a sustainable future. Now you see a lot of cyclists on Lagos roads in particular. It looks like a growing sport, popular, you know, and all of that. But I think the more important message yesterday was about safety. How do cyclists keep their safety? We don't even have bicycle lanes in Nigeria. They are always on the main road, you know, disturbing the traffic. But I think for people who are interested in cycling, safety is very important. Now, yesterday, Zimbabwe succeeded in beating the female yellow greens. The Nigerian team at the Kwibuka, cricket championship taking place in Rwanda. Yes, you succeeded because our ladies put up a very commendable performance. They showed that they are maturing in that game, but in any case, Zimbabwe won. Very narrowly. But it's a 9-team tournament. The Nigerian team, the female yellow greens, will be coming out against Brazil today. So it's not over until it is over. Let Zimbabwe not celebrate. Not yet, but Zimbabwe was runners-up last year, so they are more established in that line. Simon Inzaghi is leaving Inter Milan by mutual agreement after they were thrashed by PSG in the Champions League. But he says it's by mutual agreement. UEFA has now changed the double penalty, double shot rule. You recall that Atletico Madrid was denied a goal, against Real Madrid in March. I think it was, what's the name of the player now? But now they say if both feet touch the ball, now it won't be a miss. You will just have to retake the penalty. Thank you very much, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow, or is it around tomorrow? Thank you very much indeed.